I mean, today was just the opening statements, so it's pretty much we're laying out the groundwork for what we're anticipating seeing during the trial.
But you did a quite a strong opening statement. Can you just go through some of the main points?
Well, I think that the main points are that Enrique Tarrio is innocent. We're sure that the evidence is going to show that there was no conspiracy, there was no plan. This was what looks like a spontaneous explosion of emotion of people that were there on January 6th, people that were watching Trump's speech. And when Trump told them to go to the Capitol, the people there went to the Capitol. Has nothing to do with Enrique Tarrio, has nothing to do with him. And I think that's what the evidence is going to show.
And during the opening statement, you did highlight the responsibility of President Trump. Can you just talk a little bit about that?
Well, I think that
Sorry, let's just, yeah.
Always happens, right, when you get to
Okay.
I think that the evidence is going to show that Enrique Tarrio had nothing to do with the events of January 6th. He was not there. He was not present. He did not incite or orchestrate any attack on the Capitol, and I think the evidence is going to be clear. All we want is the truth to come out during this trial. We want all the evidence to come out, all his messages, everything. And at the end of the day, it's going to show that he is innocent of these charges.
But you did say in the opening statement, which obviously we don't heard now in this public knowledge, that Enrique Tarrio is sitting there because they can't get him.
Well, because I think it's a scapegoat. They're using him as a scapegoat. It's easy to just put him here in this case, even though he had nothing to do with January 6th. It's much harder to go after other parties in this case. And that's why the theme during opening was that he was, in fact, the scapegoat.
For Donald Trump.
For anybody in this case.
Oh, just to reiterate the opening statement, I think
the opening is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to get into details and nitpicking but I can tell you that Enrique Tarrio is innocent of these charges.
You said as well in the opening statement that I think it was the most criminal evidence that he filed, which is a huge.
The government has told us many times, has told the judge that this is the most evidence, the most digital evidence, hundreds of thousands of hours of video, text messages, and to them it's the most voluminous discovery in any criminal case.
And you did touch on as well the amount of money that the government has put into this trial. Can you just talk a bit about that?
Well, it's obvious that the government has thrown all the resources possible prosecuting the people on January 6th. That's why I said it's untold millions of dollars. That is not in dispute in this case.
Do you think that given that there is the strong political motivation in this case?
Do I believe it's a strong political motivation? I believe it's simply like my colleague said, it's an issue of who's finding a scapegoat for what transpired on January 6th and trying to blame Enrique Tarrio for something that was not his fault at all.
And what do you think we're going to expect in terms of, obviously you can't talk in detail, but over the next few weeks, what do you expect to an extent you can talk about that will come in this trial?
I mean, you'll be seeing the evidence for yourself during the next couple of weeks. And I think during the process of the opening statement, you saw the fact that there was no planning. There was no statement by Mr. Tarrio at any point in time regarding any planification for what occurred on January 6th here in Washington, D.C.
The prosecution did play some of the comments that Enrique Tarrio has made in the posts. Do you feel like they're being played in short form or not being played entirely? What do you think about some of the evidence that we used?
Well, what I said in opening statements is that I challenged the government to provide all the messages, to provide the entire story, all the evidence in this case, not just the little pieces that they cherry pick. I think it's very important for the jury to get at the truth, to get the context of the messages, the replies, who these messages were for, whether or not these messages were actually read. I think that's going to provide the context for the jury.
This has been, one second, sorry.
No,
this has been a really difficult trial to even get started. What are some of the problems that you guys have encountered?
I mean,
With the jury?
it's just a matter of selecting the right jury for the case, right? So we went through almost 3 weeks of jury selection in order to get down to where we are right now. And we're just glad we're starting trial. That's what Mr. Tarrio has been wanting since the first day of his arrest. And we're here today And it is a start of showing what the truth is.
Are you confident that this is going to sound like
We're here, right? Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.